Today we're going to start our realistic self-portrait. I'm going to show you what facial proportions are, and I will show you how to draw with correct facial proportions. And we're going to be drawing our head, our eyes, nose, and mouth. So we're not going to finish our self-portrait today, but we are going to start. And our goal is I can engage and persist. Engaging means to fully focus on the task, and persisting means to not give up. Some of these might be a little bit of a harder task compared to some of our other projects, but our goal is to persist. So I would like you to not give up and give it your best try. First, I'll talk about facial proportions. We'll talk about drawing the head shape, adding guidelines, drawing the eyes, mouth, and nose. And we will upload your work in progress. That means that your work will not be fully finished, but you'll upload what you have so far to the realistic self-portrait section in our Sonia. If you have a first grade or second grade art workbook, there will be a page that talks about facial proportions. So I'm actually going to use the second grade version to explain it. And there's a place you can practice if you would like. If you're a first grader, you don't have that practice page, but you do have this facial proportion guide. So you can look at this as you do your project as well. Proportion is a size of something compared to the overall size. So for example, comparing the size of the eyes to the size of the head. That is proportion. You're comparing the sizes to figure out how big it is. So facial proportion means to learn how to draw things inside of the face using the correct sizes and location where to put them. So there is this map right here in your 3rd and 4th grade art workbook. If you don't have the workbook, you can just follow along with me and learn by watching. If you have your workbook, you can go ahead and fill this in your workbook as well. In this workbook, the head is drawn with an oval shape. But if you look yourself in the mirror, your chin is going to be a little bit more pointy. So I actually like to draw the head in an egg shape. That means the top is going to be a nice round shape, but the bottom, you're going to make it a little bit pointy, like an egg is. So we're going to kind of trim that oval down into a slight point. That's going to be your chin. When you draw your eyes, a lot of people tend to draw their eyes way too high. And then you won't have enough space for your forehead and your hair. In order to avoid that, you're going to use the facial proportions where the eyes are 1/2 way down from the very top of your head to the bottom of your head. So this is half. So this is the line you're going to draw your eyes on. There's some guidelines here. You can fill out the eye shape in here. The eye shape is going to be a football or a lemon shape. Again, look in the mirror and the corners of your eyes are going to be pointy. They're not oval. So try and draw a football or a lemon shape. And then the bottom of your nose is going to be about halfway from where you draw the eyes to the bottom of your chin. So you're halving it again. Here you're going to draw the tip of your nose, your nostril, which goes up, and then the side of your nose. Your mouth is going to be about halfway between the nose and the chin again. Maybe a little bit higher, but about halfway. So that's going to be the line that separates the top and bottom lip. And usually that line is not perfectly straight. It might have a little curve going up, kind of like a smile, or going down if you want to draw a frown. So try and draw that line that separates the top and bottom lip. Draw the top lip above that line and the bottom of the lip below that line. And then right now we just have the shape of the eye, but there's some features in the eye that we for sure want to include, which includes the colored part of the eye called the iris, and also the black dot in the center called the pupil. Also, if you look in the mirror, some people will have a line above their eyes where the eyelids fold. If you do have that line, you'll want to draw that as well. If you look in the mirror and you do not have that line, some people don't, then you don't have to draw that part. And then your eyelashes. Look in the mirror. Some people's eyelashes curl up, some people's curl down. You might have a lot of bottom eyelashes, or you might not. So look in the mirror and draw the way you see your eyelashes. Make sure they're not too long, because unless you're wearing makeup, it probably won't be super long. So now I talked about the eyes, nose, and mouth, and the head facial proportions. The rest, like the eyebrows and hair and the ears, I'll talk about that in the next class. So once you have practiced that, we're going to go to the page that looks like this. This one here only has the bigger guidelines, so you can refer back to the page before, and this time you're going to draw your own face using these guidelines. So this one was practice. This one is practice number 2, and then we'll start our final draft. Now that we have learned about the proportions of the face, facial proportions, we're going to start our project. And this is going to be our final draft. So the first thing you'll want to do is to draw an oval shape. Start with an oval. And make sure there's enough space to draw your neck and shoulders. But also don't draw it teeny tiny. Make sure you draw it nice and big. And then you can trace over with a pencil still the shape of your face. Make the bottom a little bit pointy to make sure that you draw your chin. And then in our workbook practice, I explained all of these different guidelines. But 1st and 2nd graders, we're just going to draw 2 guidelines. These are part of the project that helps us draw with correct facial proportion, but it's not going to be a part of the final project. The first one we're going to draw is a straight line right down the middle of your face. That's going to help us make sure that the left and right side of your drawing are pretty similar. If you look at your face in the mirror, the left and right are pretty similar. There might be some differences, but most of it's going to be close to being the same. So this helps you keep what's on here on the other side too, to keep it the same. And that is called symmetry. The next guideline we're going to draw is halfway from the top of the head to the bottom of the chin. That is where you're going to draw the eyes. You can actually measure halfway if you want to using a ruler, or you can just kind of guess where the halfway line is. So that's about half. And very lightly draw that guideline. And this is how artists usually start portraits or self-portraits, with this cross line, and that helps us draw accurately. Now on that cross line, we're going to draw the eyes using a football shape. Remember, this is a realistic self-portrait. We're trying to make it look real. So it might be different from the way you usually draw, and that's okay. I just want you to try your best. Now, about halfway from where those eyes are to the bottom of the chin, you're going to draw a nose. There's many ways to draw a nose. You can make a simple nose with a curve if you want to. If you look at your nose in the mirror, it's going to be kind of a triangle shape. So don't draw a triangle, but if you want to draw your curve in kind of a triangle shape like that, that is okay too. If you want to go even more realistic, look at yourself in the mirror and you'll notice that you'll have the side of your nose, nostril, tip of the nose, nostril, and the side. So that's going to be even more realistic. So you guys can decide how you want to draw the nose. Next, we're going to draw the mouth. So the mouth is going to be about halfway from the nose to the chin again. You can draw a smile, you can draw a frown, you can decide. And let's try and add lips. We're trying to make it look realistic, and we all have lips. When you're done with your lips, then let's go back to the eyes to add the details. We're going to draw a circle inside of the football shapes. That's going to be the colored part of your eyes called the iris. Another circle inside, and that's going to be called the pupil. Now look inside of the mirror, and if you have a line above your eyes for your eyelids, then go ahead and add eyelids. And last but not least, add some eyelashes. And there we go. I drew still very light because I might adjust it later, might make some changes. And it's gonna look kind of creepy right now because it's still missing the ears, eyebrows, hair, neck and shoulders. So don't worry if yours looks creepy. It's supposed to be creepy right now. And it'll look much more realistic once we're finished with the other parts. But today we're going to stop right here. I would like you to take a picture when you're done with the head shape, eyes, nose, mouth, and upload it to Arsonia or Canvas. Again, first draw your head shape. Then try adding the guidelines to give your self-portrait correct facial proportions. Then try drawing the eyes, nose, and mouth using the method that I showed you in the video. When you're finished, please upload your in-process drawing to Realistic Self-Portrait on Arsonia or upload it to Canvas. If you have any questions, please let me know. Have a great week.